Well then, welcome along ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for cutting the intro video short. I started the stream intro slightly late because I was panicking getting the liveries synced. Liveries have been synced. I synced them literally just now, exited the session and rejoined the lobby, so if they aren't showing up, that is not my fault. I have done everything that I can to get them to work. And if they aren't doing so, then unfortunately it's not my fault. You can bring it up with Awesome Sim Racing. I have tried my best, but it is a questionably functional app at the best of times. But here we go. Round 4? Yes, round 4, because we had Kyle Army to start with, which was mayhem. Then Nürburgring, which was mayhem. No, this might only be round 3. I might be telling a lie. No, it's got to be round 4. I'll work it out at some point. But here we go, qualifying underway. A few changes here this evening. The big one being that Bas Overdijk, who was in the rookie class until about a few hours ago, has been moved up into the AM class. He has been bringing home regular overall podiums, so we made the choice to move him up into the AM class, just to give the rest of the rookie field a little bit more chance in bringing home some decent results, rather than him just kind of winning the rookie race every single week. There we go. You should be hearing plenty of volume. Let me know if all the audio balancing is good. I've made a few little tweaks this evening. But welcome in to everyone across YouTube and Twitch. Thank you for being here with me tonight as we get into the championship round, actually. So it is round 4. Double points this evening. It's the championship round here at Silverstone for Rookie Wednesday Season 10. Season 10, Season 11, Season 12 is the next one. I keep on getting mixed up with where we are. We're hosting so many of these Rookie Wednesday seasons. But here we go. First car on a flying lap is Raf Wijnen in that 211 BMW M4, the Finer Avant Motorsport 2 car. Just coming around the exit of the Vale chicane onto what is now officially dubbed the Sir Hamilton Straight. Would be the start-finish line if we were running the F1 Grand Prix layout, but we are running on the national pit lane version of the Grand Prix layout for these GT races here. In fact, I think Formula One, I think the Formula Series are the only series that run out of the one of the only series that run out of the F1 paddock pit lane. I believe the vast majority of other racing that happens at Silverstone runs out of the national pit lane just because it's easier to get to. So it's going to be Raf Wijnen to put the mark in the sand, set down the yardstick, if you will, for qualifying in that, I must say, very, very nicely painted BMW M4 GT3. And it is a 2:03. That is a strong opening lap. I expect we will see people into the 59s as Thorsten Mattausch follows behind with a 2:01.1. There's going to be a flood of lap times coming in now as Oscar Pratt goes into the 58s. 58.7. Holy moly, what a lap time from Oscar Pratt in the number 12. Yes, Ferrari. 58.7 is really, really, really brilliant pace. At the moment, Tristan Dobson has gone back to the pit lane, the number 603 McLaren. Over a second behind and second fastest. Let's see if Bas Overdijk can get himself near the front. Finished on the podium the last couple of races overall, which is why we made that choice to move him up into the AM category rather than rookies. Will he be able to get closer to the front than anyone else has managed so far, as Oscar Pratt still leads by over a second? No, it's third for Bas Oberdijk. Very close to the time of Dobson. Who else is normally up at that north end of the grid? Fatih Kaya is normally up near that top end of the grid. Hey, Charlie. Talking to me on the official FGTRL account. Just talk to me in the private one, mate. Far more normal. But Fatih Kaya in that RPM Racing Esports Pro car, the number 99 Porsche, can he go nearer to the front than anyone else? No, that was an invalid lap for Fatih Kaya, who now starts his first valid lap of the day and immediately invalidates it, coming through Cops for the first time. Alessandro Panatti in the Esport GP Italia 777 has managed to go nearer to the front than anyone else, still 6/10 away from Oscar Pratt in the Yes Ferrari number 12 car. And with double points here, there is a lot on the line. Championships could swing majorly in both directions, better or worse. Martin Varga in the CRF number 86 Porsche there manages to put in a lap time that takes him to third momentarily before Josh Wood in the CRF Racing Team 22 Aston Martin. British car at the home of British Motorsport goes second fastest, just less than 5/10 off of the pace of the leader at the moment. But Oscar Pratt is improving. Just about 2/10 up at the moment, setting a fastest Sector 1 time overall. Would not be surprised if it's followed by a fastest overall Sector 2, which is currently occupied by Jasper Wesenberg, who's down in P9. Sector 2 obviously finishes, I think, just... Can't be far from here, can it? Where's the Sector 2 line? Is it as they're coming through... No, he must have gone past it already. Am I going insane? I think there's a chance of going insane, guys. I can't lie to you. Oh, there it is. He's gone through it. It wasn't a best Sector 2 that time, I don't think. An overall best Sector 2. As Alessandro Panatti goes just 2/10 behind now in the 777 Porsche, taking the best Sector 2 time overall. We'll wait and see if Oscar Pratt takes that back. Though he's lost a little bit of time here coming through Luffield and Brooklands. Accelerating now. It's only going to be about 1/10.5 that he finds by the time he gets to the line. But it will open that gap just a little bit more for him. And it is 3 purple sectors for Oscar Pratt on a 1:58.670. Very, very quick lap time around here. And Jasper Wesenberg puts himself up to the front in that Racing Team Turkey 333 Ferrari. A changing car, I think, there for Jasper Wesenberg. He's gone from Porsche to Ferrari here. And it has worked for him. Not had the season that he did last time out in Rookie Wednesdays, but this car switch appears to be working straight off the bat for him, which I'm sure he will be very, very thankful for. Just under 3 minutes left here in qualifying now. If you were to leave the pit lane now, you would get 1 flying lap in, but that would be all. Alessandro Panatti flirting with finding enough improvement to go to pole. Coming out of Village, he was far enough ahead, but on traction just lost a little bit of time, about 1/2 has dropped him back under. Can he find it now through Brooklands and Luffield? For the 777 driver, he needs these 2 corners to be pretty much perfect if he wants to put it on pole here. This is going to be close. I don't think... No, on exit he's lost it. On exit he's lost that time and invalidated. But he's going to have 2 more laps. If he's got the fuel in that car, he'll have 2 more laps. Will the tyres be there, though? Have the tyres gone past their best for Alessandro Panatti? We will have to wait and see. Anyone on a valid lap time and improving close to the end of it. Yes, actually. Paul Mancunian, who at the moment has set exactly the same lap time as Bindi, is improving. Over a second up at the moment for Paul Mancunian, and he's getting rather frustratingly blocked by another Lamborghini who just isn't as fast as him. Leeching time now as Paul Mancunian behind. I believe that is... I don't know who that is actually. Oh, someone who was on an in lap and hasn't let him go. How silly is that? So the 1.2 seconds of improvement that Paul Mancunian had no longer there, but he goes up to 19th. Only gained about 7 tenths there. If he'd had that extra 5 tenths, he would have been up in P12, P13. Disappointing for Paul. That's going to be the end of his qualifying. Jasper Weisenberg improving here. Through Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel. On the run now towards Stowe. At the moment, his improvement is enough for pole. But he has got about 2/3 of this lap left to go. And he's lost all that time through Stowe. Can he gain it back through the rest of this lap? He is a man who is seeking pole position here. It would do really, really good for his championship because he has not been performing brilliantly in that Porsche so far. So we will wait and see. Coming through the village complex here. Oscar Pratt is not on a valid lap, so this is the lap that matters for Jasper Weisenberg. The checkered flag is flying. Jasper Weisenberg is a 10th up. He needs 0.23. Can he find the time through Brooklands and Luffield? Brake that metre or two later. Carry that extra kilometre an hour or two more speed and hope that it sticks. On exit, can he find it? I don't think he can. It's not going to be enough for Jasper Weisenberg. And I think he's run out of fuel. Yeah, he has. He's coasting to the line. Jasper Weisenberg running out of fuel. I don't think it was ever going to be enough, unfortunately. So we're going to drop to Yerdok Hammer now. Coming through what we normally see as turn 1 and turn 2 in Formula 1. I don't know if it's going to be enough on this lap for him. Two tenths down. He needs 2 tenths positive to really find another position, or at least 1.5 tenths positive to find another position. And he's not going to find that time. That is going to be the end of his qualifying. Alessandro Panatti trundling back round to the pit lane. He's not on a valid lap. The number 18, I think, is possibly on a valid lap here, improving, of Matteo Bindi in the M4R Squadra Corse car. I think he is improving. And I think he is on a valid lap. I don't know if it's going to be enough to find any positions at this point. We'll have to wait and see. Might find his way into P25 unless there's a few more tenths out of this final corner for him. Doesn't look like it. I don't even think it's going to be P25. He's lost a lot of time on the exit of Brooklands there. No, it stays 26th for Bindi. There we go, quali over. And we have got our race order. 65-minute race as normal. 15-minute pit stop window in the middle. 10-minute pit stop window in the middle. I should really know by now, shouldn't I? I've commentated on 3 of these back to back. There is a pit stop window in the middle where you have to take tyres and fuel. So we will wait and see. Right, it's time for me to do my ever brilliant qualifying rundown. Here we go. You better know that this is going to be beautiful, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, because I am obviously a professional at all of this all the time. Here we go. Oscar Pratt is the first man on the grid in pole position in that number 12. Yes, Ferrari. It's then Jesper Wezenberg in that new racing team Turkey Ferrari, the 333 car, his highest grid position of the year. Alessandro Panatti, who was on track to win last time out in the 777 before he received a penalty, starts in P3 with Josh Wood in the CRF Aston Martin number 22 car starting in P4. It's then Jörg Hammer in the number 911 Porsche 911 992 GT3R starting in P5, with Ralf Wynen in the 211 BMW starting in P6. It's then going to be Schmidt in the number 55 Lamborghini, the highest Lamborghini on the grid here tonight, starting in P7, as Martin Varga starts in P8 in the number 86 Porsche. It's then Fatih Kaya, another Porsche, the number 99. He'll be hoping to have a better race this week than last time, starting in P9, with Bas Overdijk moved up into the AM class in the number 93 Mustang, the only Mustang on the grid here tonight, starting in P10. It's then Dobson in the number 603 McLaren starting in P11, followed by Vetka in the number 19 Bentley. Love the Bentley, I'm here for that, starting in P12. Then it's going to be Tegas in the number 23 Ferrari starting in P13, followed by Matt Picorni in that wonderful Toga Academy 450 Lamborghini starting in P14. Then we've got Konstantin Soov in the 853 McLaren starting in P15, followed by Aidan Furby in that number 44 Ferrari, another regular here at TOGA Motorsport. Kevin Pekiri in the number 58 McLaren, again a regular here at TOGA Motorsport, starting in P17, followed by Thorsten Mattausch in the number 180 BMW in P18. Then we got Sharapov, the 444 McLaren starting in P19, followed by Patakiola in the number 65 BMW starting P20. Paul Mancunian in that number 808 Lamborghini starts P21, followed by Horkov in the number 100 Ferrari in P22. Oh, here we go. People are dropping off their jacks now. It's messing me up. Number 69 Aston Martin in the hands of Powell starts P23, followed by Liucci in the number 17 Ferrari in P24. It's then Tyres in the number 4 Lamborghini starting P25, with Bindi in the number 18 Aston Martin starting P26. Then we got Mitch Stratton in that wonderful number 419 Lamborghini starting P20. Oh god, I've run out of what number we're at. 27, with Thomas Stanek in the 91 Lamborghini starting P28. Then Greisel in the number 72 BMW starts P29. Oh no, he's driving away. Oh, I almost got there, damn it. I was almost perfect. Greisel in the number 72 BMW starts P29, with Darrell Longaname in the number 50 Aston Martin running at the grid in P30. Just started the starting video. That wasn't supposed to happen. I don't know. I must have accidentally hit one of the buttons on my keyboard that shortcut it to the stream starting. Lol. It's fine, guys. It's back. It's just the stream delay. Sorry. It's because I hit number 1 to go back into to Oscar's car. Sorry. I hit number 1 to go back into Oscar's car, and it took me to the stream starting screen instead. Do apologise. It's all good now. Thank you for all the pings, everyone. But I've got it under control. Don't worry. I have got it under control. That probably means you weren't able to hear me for the last, like, 2 minutes as well. I was just saying, everyone get your bets in on in the YouTube and the Twitch channel. Obviously no actual monetary betting. Make sure to get your bets in. Who do you reckon is going to be at the top end of this race by the end of this 65 minutes, pit stop included? Here we go, grid getting the order to go 2 by 2 as we come down the back straight here. And as the infamous Anton Deck song of the late 90s goes, let's get ready to rumble. for the championship, ladies and gentlemen. It is double points here tonight at the home of British Motorsport. The Rookie Wednesday Season 11 champion to be crowned in both the AM and Rookie class. 65 minutes of side-by-side racing at this historic Silverstone circuit is going to be coming your way in just a couple of seconds. I started that spiel too early. I thought it was going to run for longer, so I'm just going to keep doing my announcer cool voice until the green flag goes. I miscalculated. I do apologise. Here we go, 65 minutes of intense side-by-side racing at the home of British Motorsports. Double points to crown the championships across both classes, and it is green. Oscar Pratt gets a brilliant launch. So does Alessandro Panatti up the inside of Jasper Weisenberg into turn one. He doesn't make that work, and there's contact already in the background. Who was that involved in the contact? Oh, we've got a car around. It's Fatih Kaya at turn one. And Fatih Kaya dropping to the back of the grid. I think there may have been... Oh, there has been some hefty contact at the back there, but I think we're going to keep green. Indeed we are. We keep running, but Fatih Kaya back all the way to the back of the grid pretty much from that contact. Thorsten Mattausch all the way to the back, and Schmidt as well in the number 55. Lamborghini drops all the way to the back. At the front it is Oscar Pratt leading from Jasper Weisenberg and Alessandro Panatti. As Jasper Weisenberg goes wide, is this going to open up an opportunity here for Alessandro Panatti? Into the Vale chicane. Is he later on the brakes than that Ferrari? No, he's not, but there's contact made anyway. They both managed to hold on to it. And that means that Oscar Pratt now over a second ahead. Matt Picorni up to P8, getting past Dobson there in the number 603 McLaren. A very, very good start from the TOGA Academy driver. As further back the order, Konstantin Samov dropping down behind Sharapov and Vetka. Side by side at the moment with Vetka. They've got to watch out. Kevin Pekiri with a big lunge up the inside. Making moves. Kevin Pekiri up to P12. He was I think 15 coming into the village section of the track there. And Fatih Kaya already recovered up to 14th. Who's that? Getting very sideways on the exit. That's Tyson. He's got a lot of damage on the front end of that Lamborghini. He's hit something at some point. And that's Tegas going up the inside of Konstantin Somov there. As Somov continues to leak positions on this lap one. Is that Paul Mancunian looking up the inside as well? I think it might be. Paul Mancunian looking up the inside of Konstantin Somov. But I don't think that one's going to happen. Oh, side by side for Nikolai Horkov and Jacob Griesel. I think it's Jacob, isn't it? Jacko. I was very close. In that wonderful Williams FW46 Recreation livery. I do quite like that, the livery on that BMW there. As Schmidt is into the pit lane already. In the number 55 Lamborghini, obviously got a lot of damage to fix from that contact on lap 1 with the number 180 car of Thorsten Mattausch. As here we go, is Nikolai Horkov going to be able to get the move done this time? Into Stowe, there's contact! Jacko Gracel is around into the barriers for the number 72 car. Nikolai Horkov has a half spin but manages to keep it moving. Further up the order as Tyus is still looking to fight here, even with the damage that he's got on the front end of that car. Oh, and I've missed this. Alessandro Panatti has gotten past Jasper Weisenberg for P2. So Alessandro Panatti up one order from where he started. And that's Mitch Stratton off at turn 1 of the Grand Prix layout. Oh! He's had big contact there and back to the pit lane. Returns to garage. I don't know if that is... I think he may have left the session here as well. I think that's possibly a... Yeah, I think that's probably internet related, unfortunately, for Mitch Stratton. He's had a few internet struggles so far this year. As who's that off and wide out there? Is that Tyus again? Indeed it is. Don't rejoin! What is that? What is that? What is that rejoin? That is horrific from friend Tyus there. RTG, and I assume he will probably be leaving the session as well. Alessandro Panatti takes the fastest lap of the race at 59.5. I tell you what, Oscar Pratt is going to have to keep his wits about him if that's the kind of pace that Alessandro Panatti is going to be setting for this whole race. And the top three just getting a little bit spread out here. Oscar Pratt a second clear of Alessandro Panatti, who's 1.3 clear of Jasper Wesenberg. Although Jasper Wesenberg is going to have to be watching out behind because Josh Wood and Yerdok Hammer are both right there. And Raf Wienen and Bas Overdijk are coming to join this party as well. Clearly Jasper Wesenberg just holding these guys up a little bit more than they would want at the moment. He just needs to find his rhythm and get rolling. But yeah, he's wide through Brooklands. Josh Wood looking to try and set up a move on the exit, but he's got to watch out. Wharf. A late cut across the nose of Yerdok Hammer there. Oh, that is weird. Yeah, the game sound was fine, and then I don't even know what happened. I didn't even change the sound setting. My bad. There we go. You should be able to hear it now. Big slide for Josh Wood coming through Copse. Is that going to give Yerdok Hammer a look into... Oh, no, it doesn't. Not into Maggots and Beckett's this time. Alessandro Panatti almost within a second here of Oscar Pratt. Alessandro Panatti continuing to set the fastest lap of 1:59.375 last time out. Yeah, sorry, I don't know what's happened with the game sound there. I barely turned it down, I promise. And it just shrunk off the face of the earth, which is really weird. Yeah, like I said, I have made a few changes to the to my sound levels, so do let me know if they're working or not. It's Kevin Pekiri here fighting with Fatikea over P12. It looks like Fatikea has got that move done, but there's all sorts of moves going on in the background. As Jack Vetka, whoa! Jack Vetka almost turns Konstantin Somov there as they come round on the exit of the Vale chicane. Oh, someone's just disconnected. I don't know who, but everyone moving up a position. Someone has dropped out of this battle. It's Fatikea. Fatikea is disconnected. A spin for Jack Vetka. Half spin for Jack Vetka as he hits into the side of Konstantin Somov. But Fatikea has disconnected, so everyone has gained a position from that. Kevin Pekiri back up to P12. Oh, and Jasper Wiesenberg and Josh Wood side by side now. Josh Wood being shown the outside, coming towards Copse. He'd be a brave man to make this move happen. Jasper Wiesenberg backs out of it. Jasper Wiesenberg backs out of it a lot. Almost makes it 3 wide. It is 3 wide through Copse. Whoa, Josh Wood up into P3 and Jasper Wiesenberg down into P4. The game can't decide whether Josh Wood is P3 or P4 for some reason. I don't know why that is. Because he is P3, I can tell you that much for free. And it says that Jasper Wiesenberg is P5. He's certainly not, unless Josh Wood is managing to occupy both 3rd and 4th. Which last time I checked, he's certainly not. Oh, as Jasper Wiesenberg goes wide there, is that going to give Bas Overdijk a run? With the grunt that that Mustang is known to have, can he get a move done into the Vale chicane? He's there. Jasper Wiesenberg keeps it alongside. On the exit, it's still pretty level. And now, Bas Overdijk going to have to watch out for Raf Wienen, who I think might get the move done on the Mustang. Indeed he does. Raf Wienen up to P5 overtaking Bas Oberdijk whilst Bas Oberdijk was attempting an overtake on Jasper Wezenberg. But Bas Oberdijk comes straight back at him into the village section. Raf Wijnen with the switch back through that first apex. Can he get it again with better power down out of the second? He might have it in the slipstream here. Towards Brooklands and Luffield. No, Mustang has got too much power in a straight line. Alessandro Panatti still managing to keep within half a second there. Raf Wijnen back alongside Bas Oberdijk here. Is he? Not quite. Very, very close between the two there. Yerdok Hammer possibly looking for a move here on Raf Wijnen into Magnussen Beckett's. That one's not going to happen. You've got to be well alongside for a long time into the corner to try and make a move through Magnussen Beckett's work. Especially in these GT3 cars, they are very much single file through that S section of the track here at Silverstone. Here we go, Bas Oberdijk looking for a move on Jasper Wezenberg here. On the inside into Stowe. He's going to get that move done as Jasper Wezenberg has a massive snap of oversteer. I think he might have spun out in the exit here. He's gone... Oh! He's left the session. I don't know what's happened there with Jasper Wezenberg. And the number 100 car's off. Who's that? That's Nikolai Horkov. He is off in a big way into the barriers there through Magnussen Beckett's. He's gone back to the garage as well. So everyone moves up a position. Bas Oberdijk up into 4th. Raf Wijnen up into 5th. I'm going back to my beloved Helicam. And at the front, the gap is just 0.4 of a second. As again, Alessandro Panatti just slightly faster than Oscar Pratt last time out. Only by about 0.02 of a second, but faster is faster. The rear end of that Ferrari not looking massively happy. 0.2 of a second now. Alessandro Panatti fakes to the inside, just letting Oscar Pratt know that he's there and that he will be looking to make a move at some point. Porsche versus Ferrari. Not quite got the same ring to it as Ford versus Ferrari has it. Here we go, Martin Varga looking to move back up the order after dropping some positions on lap 1. But Konstantin Somov looking to gain here on Tegas as well. Round the outside for Konstantin Somov. He's still there. It would be a bit of a lunge from here. Oh, he makes that lunge, taps Tegas. Tegas goes round. And then Martin Varga hits the back of Konstantin Somov, who's slammed to a stop in the middle of the apex there. Relatively silly thing to do, even though I think he was trying to let Tegas have the position back. And is Martin Varga now going to gain the position here? 3 wide from that Bentley would be very silly. Please don't do that. Martin Varga on the inside, coming into Brooklands. Oh, there's a bit of contact with the Bentley. Bentley loses the position to... Is that Mancunian? It is Paul Mancunian. as Martin Varga moves up to P13 off of the misfortune of Tegas there. And Jack Vetka in the number 19 Bentley drops down as well. Oh, it's only a tenth at the front. Gap is just a tenth at the front. Here we go. Alessandro Penati right there. Almost pushing Oscar Pratt through some of these corners. Is this where we see the move to the outside for Alessandro Penati? Into Brooklands and Luffield. Just has to check up a little bit more to avoid running into the back of Oscar Pratt. Through Luffield now. Does that Porsche have the better acceleration than Oscar Pratt? Only a tenth back, but this straight isn't going to be long enough for a move here for Alessandro Penati. Or will it? Alessandro Penati setting himself up for the inside run into Copse. Forces Oscar Pratt a little bit wide, gets a better exit. Will he now look for a move into Maggots and Beckett's? He thinks about it, but he can't chop in quite late enough. Oscar Pratt sitting in the middle of the track very nicely. Oscar Pratt moving early, trying to limit the effectiveness of the tow that Alessandro Penati is receiving. Through Stowe again, still not quite close enough. Alessandro Penati this time. Not long until that race window, until that pit window opens, and penalties are coming through now. Jack Vetka, Jack Vetka? I feel like it's Jack. I might be wrong. Vetka receiving 15 seconds of penalties there. 5 seconds for Powell in the number 69 Aston Martin as well. I'll quickly have a look in the Discord and find out what other penalties we have had come through. 30 seconds for car 55, major contact, lap 1. 5 seconds for car 100. 15 seconds for car 100. 10 seconds for car number 4, unsafe rejoin. 5 seconds for car 69 in significant contact. Warning for car number 91. 15 seconds for car 19, significant contact. 5 seconds for car number 333. Minor contact with position gained. And the 333 car was Jasper Wesenberg, who has since left and retired from this race, I believe. Alessandro Penati further away this lap than he was last time across the line, as we're quickly going to jump away to see Matteo Bindi in that M4R Squadra Corse car being overtaken by Liucci, and possibly on the back of that being overtaken by Darrell Longername as well. If the two Aston Martins go to battle here, I'm keeping an eye on the gap at the front so we can jump back up there if anything majorly significant were to happen, but at the moment it's still sitting around half a second. Or is it sitting around half a second? Alessandro Penati with a notably better exit than Oscar Pratt that time out. Alessandro Penati looks to the outside, coming into Stowe. Can he get the switchback for the better exit down towards the Vale chicane? Possibly. He's made moves from this far back before. And on the brakes, he doesn't quite get there, but he forces Oscar Pratt onto an unideal line. And this battle at the front is alive now. The foundation has been laid. The first attempts at a move have been cautiously attempted by Alessandro Penati. with about 7 minutes until the pit window opens. Are we going to see a change in the lead before we get to that point, as the Porsche and the Ferrari fight it out here at Silverstone? Alessandro Panatti just having to lift a little bit there through Copse, just being careful with those track limits. I expect he is very thoughtful of the fact that utilising an official track warning at the right time could be the difference between making a move and not. This time he's not going to be anywhere near close enough coming into Stowe, and indeed he's not. Although Oscar Pratt goes wide, it's not going to be enough for Alessandro Panatti to make a move. But he does jerk to the inside just momentarily, just trying to get in Oscar Pratt's head. If he keeps this pressure on, at some point it is more likely than not that a move will be, that a mistake will be made. Yes, Charlie, you did hear Speed Token. I didn't refer to it by name, but I referred to it by nature. Here we go. Oh, this might be it. Alessandro Panatti getting a far better run through turn 1 and 2 of the official Grand Prix layout. Up the inside into the village section. Here we go. The 777 Porsche getting past the number 12 of Oscar Pratt. He's now got the inside line again here. Oscar Pratt tries to cut in, but the 777 sits on the apex. It's going to be a drag race down towards Luffield and Brooklands now. Will the number 12 car be able to get back past in the hands of Oscar Pratt as Alessandro Panatti takes the lead for now? You can't have coverage for the fight for 17th at the moment, unfortunately, because there's a fight for first. Which, as much as I like to say that all the racing here is equal, this is far more important. But it looks like Alessandro Panatti is probably going to be pulling away relatively healthily from Oscar Pratt now that he has found clean air. I will keep my eye on the front end of the field there, and by request we are going to hop down and have a look at that fight for 17th between Thomas Stanek and Powell. Although quickly we're just going to hop and look at this as Martin Varga gets past Dobson there. I'm not sure if there was contact coming through Copse. There may well have been. He's now got to watch out for Konstantin Somov, who's only just behind. Sorry, there's so much battling going on. I'm trying to keep up with it all. Obviously, Silverstone, one of those kind of retro-style tracks where it's a lot of gravel and grass when you go off track. So people drop time and pick it up again relatively quickly. Kevin Bakiri looking to get past Sharapov here for P9. He's got the better run. Forced to the outside by Sharapov. Will he dip back to the inside coming into the vertical chicane? No, he breaks early. And Sharapov, I think, stays ahead there. That may have been an overtake for Sharapov rather than the other way around. In fact, I think it was. And Alessandro Panatti is slowly but surely pulling away from Oscar Pratt. The gap open to 0.7 of a second. Kevin Bakiri a little late on the brakes there into the village section. Keeps it all on track and pointing the right way though. And continues round. Thomas Stanek still ahead in this battle for 17th. Only 0.3 behind now for Powell, however. As Vetka makes a move on Somov there. I'm not sure where that's happened. Oh, through there. That's a really weird place to be able to make an overtake from Jack Vetka. but he's made it happen up to P13 as Konstantin Somov continues to drop down the order as Tegas goes through as well. Oh, that may well be apology for earlier from Konstantin Somov to let Tegas by for that earlier contact coming through the village development. Complex, that's the word I've been looking for whilst describing the village section. Village complex. There we go. God, I've been racking my brains for that. Alright, here we go. About 2.5 minutes until the pit window opens. I hadn't realised how high the track temperature is. Holy moly, these guys' tyres must be screaming. Here we go, Simone Tegas might end up looking for a move here on Jack Vetka. He certainly seems to have the pace in hand at the moment. Indeed he does. Look at the acceleration the Ferrari gets out the corner compared to the Bentley. It's not going to be enough to make a move into turn one of the... Whoa! He almost gets there into turn one of the normal Grand Prix layout. But not quite. Into the village complex. I think it's going to stay in the order that they're in for the moment. Indeed it does. Here we go, Philip Powell getting ever so slightly closer to the back of that number 91 Lamborghini. 2/10 is the closest he's been so far. Does that Aston Martin have the grunt in a straight line? He is catching very quickly on that Lamborghini. Will there be a move into Luffield and Brooklands? Not quite for the number 69 Team Slow. Aston Martin stays behind Thomas Stanek for now. And then wobbly on exit and just drops that a little bit further back again. Simone Tegas here in the number 23 TS Sport car. Sorry, TS Motorsport. Still chasing down Jack Vetka for another position in this recovery drive. As Vetka goes wide there, is Simone Tegas going to get the move done, or will Jack Vetka be later on the brakes? Jack Vetka is later on the brakes, doesn't mean he's going to... Oh, a little bit of contact there from Simone Tegas. Pit window is open with 37.5 minutes to go. And Simone Tegas gets past the Bentley, but I have a funny feeling that Jack Vetka will be left feeling a little bit hard done by from that overtake. Yerdok Hammer, the first of the leaders to come into the pit lane. Raf Winan follows. Yerdok Hammer boxing from P5, Raf Winan from P6. Pitting early, possibly thinking that that they'll be able to pull off an undercut here. And I've seen both variety of strategy work here before, which is where it gets difficult, because I've seen people make the undercut work to gain position, and I've seen people make the overcut work to gain position, so it's all rather confusing as Paul Mancunian in the grass there manages to get rolling again and is going to come straight into the pit lane in the number 808 Lamborghini. So where are Rathwinen and Yerdok Hammer going to come out of the pit lane? Yerdok Hammer was just dropping off the stalls there. He's going to come out in some clean air, not loads, behind Liucci. Not brilliant. I expect he probably would have preferred to be in front of these two cars than behind. Whereas Rathwinen has come out in quite a lot of clean air. So it could be beneficial for Rathwinen compared to Yerdok Hammer. Who actually, was Yerdok Hammer behind Rathwinen coming into the pit lane? Tyres are melting. Yeah, I'm not surprised, Paul. The tyres. I'm not sure, to be honest, why Yerdok Hammer is weaving, because these tyres are going to heat up and get to pressure very, very quickly with the track temperature the way it is at the moment. Any of the leaders into the pit lane this time out? It doesn't look like it. I think they're all staying out. Possibly Matt Picorni to pull the trigger and come into the pits. No, he stays out as well. Oh, the number 93 is in. That's Bas Overdijk into the pit lane. Responding to the pit stop from Yerdok Hammer, that will be. So we will keep an eye on where Bas Overdijk comes out. Pitted from 4th, which I believe was his proper track position. And we'll now have to wait and see where he can make time up. Aidan Furby, Konstantin Sharapov and Kevin Pikiri into the pit lane as well. Bas Overdijk right down at the end of pit lane, so he'll be able to pull away pretty quickly. He's got about another 15 seconds left on his pit stop. We are going to keep watching him, and we are going to jump to Yerdok Hammer, who's coming around the final 2 corners. Bas Overdijk only has about 3 seconds left stationary. I don't think the undercut is going to have worked for Yerdok Hammer here. Bas Overdijk is off the jacks and is rolling. He's going to be out of the pit lane. He's going to show up on the inside as we come through here. Bas Overdijk, the Mustang, you'll just see the tail end of him. There he is. I think Yerdok Hammer might have gained time there. Especially with the warm tyres, he will probably gain the time back that he had lost from having cold tyres when he came out the pit lane. We'll wait and see though. As Darrell Longaname is now going to be fighting with Liucci here. Darrell Longaname goes to the outside coming into Stowe. He's got far more straight line speed than Liucci in that Ferrari. And that's moved on for Darrell Longaname, who is yet to pit. But up to P12. For now, until he makes his pit stop. But that was a move for position. As Bas Overdijk now getting stuck behind Patacchiolo. No, Patacchiolo I think is letting him go. Indeed he is. Hopefully he'll have the same courtesy with Yerdok Hammer. Indeed he does. Doesn't interrupt that battle too much. And all the leaders are into the pit lane. The top 4 all into the pit lane. Does Martin Varga go in? No, he doesn't. He's going to do another lap. Looking for the overcut here so that he has better tyres towards the end of this race. Who's that around at turn 1? Oh, it's Jack Vetker. Round at turn 1 in the number 19, Bentley. Falling down the order to P23, having made his pit stop. No, he's not. Yeah, he has made his pit stop. Lots and lots and lots of people coming into the pit lane now that we have hit pretty much the perfect halfway. Well, over halfway. Alessandro Pinatti has opened his lead in the pit lane. 3 seconds less stationary than Oscar Pratt, and that has translated on track. down the order a bit, and Kirill Sharapov looking to get past Aidan Furby. Things calming down a bit on track now. Although as I say that, Philip Powell possibly looking to get past Matteo Bindi here for P18. Everyone having now completed their mandatory pit stop. Martin Varga, the last person into the pit lane. Oh, and Darrell Longename actually was yet to make his stop as well, but they are both now in. Martin Varga, I think, going to come out just outside the top 10, around P11, P12? Indeed, P11 it is. So Martin Varga, not having made up any time there, I don't think, but... oh no, he has made some time actually back to that pack. But not by loads. Oh, Oscar Pratt has closed the gap by 1.3 seconds to Alessandro Panatti. What is going on here? How has that come down? Yeah, Oscar Pratt is going to be, 7/10 faster this lap. Was faster last lap as well. Alessandro Panatti might have to be watching in his... Alessandro Panatti might have to start watching his mirrors before too much longer. And ladies and gentlemen, as the pit window closes, now that the racing here has calmed down, I'm going to shill for a little bit. As I'm sure you know, we try and host as few paid events as we possibly can here at TOGA Motorsport, but that does mean that a lot of the money that goes into the server costs and the upkeep costs for everything that we do, including the website, and various giveaways that we run, comes out of the staff team and more specifically Hayden's pocket. Now, if you've enjoyed what you've seen here tonight, if you're racing and have the stream open and have enjoyed this season of Rookie Wednesdays, please, please, please consider, first of all, hitting that like button over on YouTube and the heart button over on Twitch. Please consider hitting that follow button if you're on Twitch or the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Every single one of those likes, subscribers, followers helps boost us into the wider sim racing world and wider sim racing viewership. But most importantly, if you've enjoyed what you've seen here tonight and would like to help TOGA Motorsport continue to grow and be able to host bigger and better events, you can become a member of TOGA Motorsport for as little as £1 a month. £1 a month. There aren't many things that you can buy in the world anymore for £1. Okay, that is what we're talking here. You know, you can't even buy. There's like loaf of bread is more than £1 if you're buying it from Morrison's nowadays. For £1 a month, you can support TOGA Motorsport. There are monthly membership payment plans from £1 all the way up to £7 a month. The more you pay, the more brilliant benefits that you get. Those include multipliers when you buy giveaway tickets or enter free giveaways in the TOGA Motorsport Discord. They mean that you can get, if you're a silver tier member or above, early access to all TOGA Motorsport events. They are released to you 24 hours early so that you can get your team signed up and confirmed before those grid slots fill up, as we know they so quickly do here at TOGA Motorsport for some of our bigger, more well-known events. It also means that if you have a personal car number that you like to drive with, for example, I quite like driving with the number 12, it's a number that means quite a lot to me, you can reserve that car number for any championship that you enter that is being run by TOGA Motorsport by just opening a ticket and reserving the number for every single championship. You also get free entry into certain TOGA Motorsport championships dependent on what tier level you are and how much money the championship costs to enter. Whether it be £3, up to £3, up to £7, at different levels, you get free entry into those paid championships to take money worries off of your mind and open up more events that we do at TOGA Motorsport for your access. And you also, I know, the list doesn't stop, does it? You also get access to private member chats where you can talk directly to the staff team and make any suggestions that you guys have for upcoming events or any feedback. And you also get money off the TOGA Motorsport merch store, ladies and gentlemen. To have a look at the full comprehensive list of benefits that we have, head over to https://togamotorsport.co.uk, and it is right there on the home screen to have a look at and get a payment plan set up. Again, from as little as £1 a month, and the support means so much to us. Every pound really matters towards our server costs and upkeep costs, and making sure that we are able to give back to our community in as many ways as we physically can. So anyway, back to the racing, because Oscar Pratt is within half a second of Alessandro Panatti here. Are we going to see a reverse of what we saw at the start of the race, as Oscar Pratt comes from more than a second back, more than 2 seconds back out of the pit lane? Is he going to be able to make a move on Alessandro Panatti towards the end of the race here? That Ferrari possibly slightly better in the second stint. We'll wait and see. Yeah, the difference is, Charlie, that that the race stayed in full screen, unlike it does in NASCAR, where I would have just cut away for 10 seconds whilst I was doing the ad break, and there undoubtedly would have been a massive crash that meant something whilst I was doing the ad read, because that's always what happens in NASCAR. Down to 4/10 now at the front. P6 for Matt Picorni. I hadn't even noticed that. That gap not really closing, it's kind of just stabilising at the moment, as Oscar Pratt tries to pile on the pressure onto Alessandro Panatti, the reverse of what the Porsche driver did to him in the opening stints of this race. 2/10 now the gap. Oscar Pratt closing in through Stowe. Alessandro Panatti goes on the defensive into the Vale chicane. I don't think he needed to. Alessandro Panatti just possibly being a little bit over defensive, which is only going to cost him time. 1/10 the gap, almost pushed onto the Sir Hamilton straight there was Alessandro Panatti. Oscar Pratt looks to the inside, just letting Alessandro Panatti know that he's there and ready to make a move. Could it happen into the village complex? Oscar Pratt goes to the outside, looks for the switchback, gets it. But this move setup didn't work for him last time. It might work this time. No, he hits that inside sausage curb, bounces the car. Just not close enough again, coming through the Maggots and Beckett chicane. Chicane? Section. God, I'm losing my ability to speak this evening. Oh, Martin Varga might be looking for a move here before long on Kirill Sharapov. As Oscar Pratt has just dropped back a little bit. The gap opening up to 6/10, 7/10 of a second. Martin Varga just not able to make the move past Kirill Sharapov at this point. Number 72 car has gone round. I'm not sure who that is. Oh, it's Jacko Greisel. Here we go, Martin Varga looking for a move now. Does he go to the inside of Kirill Sharapov into Copse? Indeed he does. Does the Porsche man manage to make the move? Again, indeed he does. Up to P10 for Martin Varga as he continues his comeback drive. Oscar Pratt has got that gap back down. Although it's still not been a brilliant lap for him. That time out is still Oscar Pratt slightly faster, only by about 1/10 of a second, but the pace kind of just isn't strong enough to get to the back of Alessandro Panatti and make a move happen. He needs another couple of tenths a lap, really, to be able to properly think about making a move. And Oscar Pratt again dropping back 0.8 of a second now. Just seems at the end of the stint, the Porsche of Alessandro Panatti is able to keep those tyres alive for a bit longer, which is understandable. It is difficult to keep those tyres running. in temperatures like this. This is a classic Hayden server setup moment. Yeah, back to a second now. Oh, as there's been contact down at the final corner between Thomas Stanek and Patacchiola, who I think has just let Thomas Stanek go. Indeed, but he's now going to have to watch out for Liucci behind. I hope that BMW doesn't have too much damage. And I think the battle for the lead might be over here with just less than 13 minutes to go. Yurdock Hammer closing in on Matt Picorni here, as that Lamborghini starts to struggle towards the tail end of this race. Josh Wood has got a drive-through. That is going to drop him down to P7, I think, possibly even P8. No, P7. But Josh Wood with a drive-through in these closing laps means that Bas Overdijk is going to go back-for-back third positions here. Oh, as Yurdock Hammer has had a spin, I think, well behind Matt Picorni now. I don't know if that was contact. As Josh Wood is probably coming to the pit lane. Indeed he is, to serve his drive-through. There we go. Bas Overdijk through to P3. Raf Winan is going to move up to P4. as Matt Picorni comes round and is going to move to P5. I think Yerduk Hammer will be the last driver to get through before Josh Wood is back out the pit lane again. In fact, Yerduk Hammer might not even get there now that he's had that spin. I don't think he will. He's not going to. No, Josh Wood is going to keep the position ahead of Yerduk Hammer as well. It's down to P6 in the end for Josh Wood. As Oscar Pratt is back to that kind of second, just under a second gap. And no real battles on track anymore, rather disappointingly. Unless the Porsche of Alessandro Panatti gets held up by Liucci during the lapping process. And it would need to be a relatively major hold-up as well. Whoops. Don't worry about that, chat. Everything's fine. I just knocked off my... sorry if you heard that. I just knocked off my my karting trophy from behind my head. Yeah, I think this is pretty much done now, as Liucci actually ends up holding up Oscar Pratt more than anything else. 1.4 seconds now the gap, and I don't think it's going to get any better. The number 19 car is around. Not even sure who that is. Can't even see their number. Ah, here it is. Oh, that was Jack Veck around through the middle of Maggots and Beckett's. With 7 minutes to go in this race, everything has calmed down. Whoa! Is that Martin Varga? No, that's Alessandro Panatti! That's Alessandro Panatti! What's happened there? What has happened here? Oh, he's spun it on his own! Half spin for Alessandro Panatti, and Oscar Pratt is back through. 9/10 is the lead now for Oscar Pratt. We're going to jump back to the live any second now. Here we go. Oscar Pratt back in the lead. It's a second. 6 minutes to go. Can Alessandro Panatti make yet another overtake to end up in the lead of this race? Oh, and further down the order, Martin Varga has made a mistake as well and been overtaken by Aidan Furby for P9. This battle that Martin Varga was having earlier with Kirill Sharapov, I believe. Alessandro Panatti only half a second behind Oscar Pratt already. Oh no, have we lost Kevin Picchieri? We have. We've lost Kevin Picchieri from this race. I'm not sure what's happened there as Alessandro Panatti goes off at turn 1 of the Grand Prix loop. and cuts back in. Still behind Oscar Pratt, desperate to try and get back in the lead of this race as we've lost Kevin Pikiri. I'm not sure what's happened there. He was running really well, having a good race. I don't know if there was contact. I don't think there was. But he was running P8, I think, ahead of Aidan Furby, and has dropped down the order and then out of the race as Martin Varga looks to get past Aidan Furby now. Only a tenth the gap. Can Martin Varga make the move into the village section? He tries it. He is there. He would need to look for a cutback here, and it's difficult to get right, but he's got it right. The Porsche man gets the power down. Is he there? He is alongside. He's going to have the better run here onto the back straight, and Martin Varga is going to get ahead for P8 overall. At the front, Alessandro Panatti, 0.3 of a second behind Oscar Pratt now, who takes that final part of the Maggott and Beckett's complex to get the best possible exit that he can. Alessandro Panatti looking to get back past after having a half spin on the entry into the village complex. Is it going to happen here into the Vale chicane? He's late on the brakes. He manages to get past a block pass on Oscar Pratt, and Alessandro Panatti is back to the lead with what is only going to be one lap of racing left by the time they get round to the flag. Looks like Alessandro Panatti might be struggling a bit here. He's not having the best time. And it is the final lap of racing now. Alessandro Panatti just needs to hold out for one more lap. The gap is only 0.3 of a second. 0.2 of a second. Oscar Pratt sets up Chapel for a better run. But it's 0.3 the gap as they come onto the hanger straight. Alessandro Panatti moves to the outside to try and break that slipstream. Only really 2 more, 3 maybe, passing zones left in this track. Oscar Pratt isn't... Oh, he is close enough at the first one. He hit. Oh, they're both round. Alessandro Panatti hit by Oscar Pratt. Oscar Pratt keeps the position, or will he, as Alessandro Panatti is now on the inside. Oscar Pratt, I think, lets him have it back. Indeed he does, but contact on the last lap between the two leaders. And I think that's probably going to be the end of it. Unless, is there one more chance for Oscar Pratt as Alessandro Panatti struggles with the damage that he's now got on the rear end of that Porsche. And the front end from the second contact. 0.3 is the gap. It's not going to be enough, I don't think. It's not close enough for that time to be made up by Oscar Pratt. I think it's going to be Alessandro Panatti who is the final race winner here at Silverstone in the championship decider for Rookie Wednesdays. I'm not sure who's going to end up winning. I can't do maths that quickly. But Alessandro Panatti is going to take the checkered flag here at the home of British Motorsports. It's P1 for Panatti, having made the overtake for the lead twice, if not 3 times if you count the one on the final lap. Oscar Pratt finishes second after qualifying on pole, and Bas Overdyke takes yet another P3 in that Mustang BB Racing. It's then Raf Winan in the 211 BMW finishing P4 with Matt Picorni finishing P5. It's going to be Josh Wood in P6 in the CRF Racing Team Aston Martin after taking a late drive-through. It's then going to be Yerdok Hammer in the Austrian Apex Alliance 911 finishing in P8. P7, sorry. P8 is Aidan Furby. P8 is Martin Varga, sorry, in the number 86 Porsche, followed by Aidan Furby in the number 44 Ferrari in P9. It's then Kirill Sharapov in the 444 McLaren in P10, followed by Simone Tegas in the number 23 Ferrari in P11. It's then going to be Tristan Dobson finishing P12, followed by Konstantin Somov in P13. Thorsten Mattausch finishes P14 in the end in the other Austrian Apex Alliance car. We're followed by Matteo Bindi in the M4R Squadra Corsair. A good race from Matteo Bindi, gaining a few positions. Paul Mancunian finishes P16 with Thomas Stanek P17. It's then Patacchiola in P18. Liucci in P19. Darrell Longaname in P20. Jacob Griesel, I believe, in P21. And Kevin Pikiri rejoining the race to finish in P22. I know it says P20. The game is messing up because people are leaving the session already. It is P22 in the end. 22 finishers. What a brilliant final round here. As we are going to move over now to some post-race interviews. We will wait and see who comes and joins us. I can tell you one person that's going to come and join us for free, because he always does. It's going to be Matt Picorni, who ended up finishing P5. I'm sure he'll be in here before I can even... Indeed, look, there he is. There he is. I told you straight away he was in there. I told you. If he's still... I know he's watching the stream as well. He'll hear me say it. I literally said I can tell you one person who's going to come and join us for an interview. It'll be Matt Picorni, who's just finished P5, and here you are. Not predictable at all.
I mean, you always tell me that we'll see each other next week, so I come every week.
Absolutely, well, yeah, and it helps that you keep on bagging these really nice finishes as well. P5 here, really good race for you. The best result of your of this season for you in Ricky Wednesdays, I believe.
Oh no, it's not.
Is it not?
Army, I was P3.
Oh, Kyle Army, you were P3. Of course, P3 in Kyle Army. I completely forgot. Yeah, you're on the podium there. That was a really good race for you. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good race. I think it was strange, very different from the other ones, because in the other ones I was overtaking left and right. Here I had like one overtake in the whole race.
Yeah.
But I somehow got to P5, because I qualified P14 every race now, it seems. So
No, absolutely. I think
yeah.
there was a few cars off as you came through Cops on the first lap, which I expect was pretty scary. And then after that, it was just people seemed to be kind of getting into little crashes. And then obviously right at the end, a drive-through for Josh Wood, who was P3, to boost you up to P5 overall.
Oh yeah, that was super unlucky. I saw his message in the Rookie Wednesday chatter. I'm kind of sorry. I'm feeling sorry for him, because he was everyone in the top 5 was driving with amazing pace. Even guys behind me like Hammer and Wood, obviously. I had to lock in seriously in the second stint, because I wanted to be really close to Raf Winan and keep ahead of Hammer.
Yeah,
and man,
absolutely.
It was like 10 laps. Hammer was like on my back, and then he spun all of a sudden. One little mistake, and that was clean air before me and behind me. So yeah, from that point it was kind of smooth sailing.
No, absolutely. And a P3 here will a P5 here, sorry, will bring a nice boost to the points tally as well in this double scoring round. Hopefully move you up the final order in the standings.
Yeah, it might be, but obviously in the top there are some, I would say, aliens for for Rookie Wednesdays.
No, absolutely, yeah. Oscar Pratt and Alessandro Panatti have been ridiculously fast this season.
The whole race, right? I saw
Yeah,
him
pretty
just
much.
really close.
So Oscar Pratt, he opened up like a 2 seconds lead, ahead of Jasper Wesenberg, and then Alessandro Panatti got past Wesenberg, essentially spent the whole of the first stint sat behind Oscar Pratt. Then he made an overtake with like 3 laps to go until the pit window. Came out ahead of Oscar out the pit lane because because Oscar had 3 seconds of damage to repair. But then he spun coming through. He spun coming through the village section, like turn 3 on the normal layout. Panatti spun coming through there, and Pratt got back ahead. So then Panatti had to chase him down with 6 minutes to go to try and get back into the lead again.
Did he? Who won? Who won?
No, yeah, Panatti got him. Yeah, they crashed
God.
on the final lap. They hit each other on the final lap. They both had a half spin
boy.
coming through the Vale chicane on the last lap.
Oh boy, that
But
might be
Panatti
some
kept.
post-race
But
drama.
Panatti kept the. No, Panatti was already ahead. Oscar Pratt tried to get back past and hit him in the Vale chicane, but Panatti ended up coming out in front anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, yeah, they had unreal pace for me, like in the qualies, especially like proper like good lap.
Yeah,
And
for
I
real.
just want to say I improved a lot because I was going to the mentoring session every Monday or Tuesday with Barry Hargan, the
Absolutely.
awesome coach of TOGA. So
Yes.
you can on the stream
Chill.
you can come as well and improve your pace because I was nowhere before that. So
Yeah.
thank you, Barry.
If you are a
Gives you the
new
free
sim
5
racer, if you are looking to improve at all, even if you're not a new sim racer, if there are certain tracks you struggle at or certain cars that you want to improve on, join the TOGA Motorsport Discord server, head to #mentoring and join the TOGA mentoring server. We have drivers who are exceedingly quick to help with coaching at all tracks. We've got drivers that drive all cars, and free access to them at all times of the day and night as long as they're awake. Just open up a ticket and we'll set up a time and a day to sit down and help you with whatever track you need. We also run a mentoring session weekly alongside the Rookie Wednesday series, Monday at 7 PM British time, to help everyone get their eye in at the upcoming race week track. So make sure to head over to the mentoring server if you are having some struggles with certain tracks anywhere. Even if it's not in a TOGA championship, please head over to the mentoring server and we'll help you the best that we can.
So yeah, and if you want to join a race like this, you know, there's already a SimGrid page for another Rookie
Yeah,
Wednesday season.
for season 12. Season 12 is
Starting
open for sign-ups.
5th or on the start of January, and I've been yapping for too long now. So have a good night. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you, Matt.
Promo down.
Have a good one, mate. I'll speak to you in a bit.
Bye bye.
Bye. Okay, and now we're going to start the CRF takeover, as there's about 1 billion of them waiting in the waiting room. Although I did see that someone, who was that? Was that Josh that dipped out and decided he didn't want to do it?
Yeah, he dipped.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be interviewed.
Oh,
scared.
wow, bad race. Yeah.
He's
See,
sad about
finished-
his bottle.
He finished blooming P6 anyway.
He was the leading CRF car.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, absolutely.
He still is, because, like, 2 of us got murdered, the 3rd one had a bad car.
Yeah, Bentley moment, yeah.
Oh, the Bentley was so bad this race.
I know, for a British car, you'd think it would do pretty well around Silverstone, wouldn't you? But apparently not.
It was trying to kill me at every single corner. Like, I think I could have had good pace in a different car, but like, at every single corner it tried to kill me.
Yeah, absolutely. It
My
looked like
car
it was
felt
really struggling.
amazing. I had so much grip in the Porsche. At one point I was lapping 1 second quicker than the cars ahead. Per
Yeah.
lap with warm tyres.
And then the tyre temperature and tyre pressures kicked in because it was 34 degrees on track, and it became a
Excellent.
slidey monster.
Actually, that was me on giving it too much throttle.
Yeah, although I can't imagine that the track temperatures helped. It was hot out there today, wasn't it?
Actually, the temperatures was fine. It was mostly just me being inconsistent with the throttle.
The heavy right foot, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
and
in
I
the
had
end,
to avoid the spinning Bentley.
Oh, I wonder which spinning Bentley that might have been. I won't name names, but
interesting in that.
I mean,
I think he's
the thing-
currently
that-
sat in the interview box.
That car was also so bipolar. Like one lap, I could do an easy 59.9. The next, it was spinning every single corner basically.
No, absolutely. But yeah, in the end, Martin, where was it you ended up? Was it P8 in the end? P7, P8?
P7 on track, but P8
P7 on
because I
track.
got 5 seconds.
Oh, P8 because of penalties.
But I'm hoping to get that removed.
Yeah, absolutely. Open up a post-race appeal ticket and get it looked at by
Yeah,
the stewards here.
But then I feel bad for the guy who was ahead of me running P7 because he had it in the bag and then he just disconnected.
Yeah, Kevin Pakiri, one of the TOGA Esports team drivers, one of the TOGA Academy drivers. Yeah, disconnected right at the end there. I'm not sure what happened actually with that incident.
I was catching him rapidly though. I think I gained in 2 laps. I gained 2 seconds on him, so around a second per lap.
Yeah,
He was
absolutely.
struggling a lot with grip.
Yeah.
Am I hearing a lot of midness?
Right,
Ironic.
Charlie, be kind. Until the stream's over, we'll refer to him by his government name, and then we'll go back to the regularly scheduled Martin bullying.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. I'm sure you understand. It's only right that we do it.
I mean, you should bully Joss for his drive-through.
That's a good point, but he's not here, so I can't.
Yes, but he also finished ahead of you.
Yeah, he's still
After
did. Yeah.
I got murdered on lap 1 by Mustang.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lap 1, turn 1 was chaos.
I don't know how.
Chow got like 2 minutes of damage, he said.
Oof. Yeah, that
Yeah,
won't
and
be fun.
that's why he retired. He didn't feel like it was worth continuing after that.
Yeah.
he got a drive through for that as well.
Yeah.
Well then, thank you both very much for taking part in the Rookie Wednesday season. I hope that we'll see you back for season 12 if you're not already signed up.
We are.
I am as a rookie.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it'll be good to see both of you back for the next season
And
of Rookie Wednesdays.
I'm not in the Bentley, luckily.
Not in the Bentley, yeah, absolutely.
I have learned my lesson. I have learned my lesson.
Yeah, absolutely. That is fair enough. That is fair enough. Well, thank you both very much. I'm sure I'll be talking to you both again before too much longer. Have a good rest of your nights.
Yep,
bye.
you too.
Okay, bye. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye bye.
And now we're going to talk to Charlie, who I believe was stewarding for this race, the cleanest race that we've had so far, actually, for Rookie Wednesdays, by quite a distance.
Purely shock, I think.
I think
It was
that's half the penalties that we've given out in the previous least penalised race in this season.
But what? Yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to say it during the stewarding, obviously, but you know, it was pretty calm.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You don't want to say it. You don't want to say it in the box at the time, do you? Because that's like saying it's quiet in the restaurant industry. It's just asking for it, isn't
Then
it?
it becomes busy, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Only 31 incidents throughout that whole race.
Yes,
So,
plenty
an
less
incident
than
per person at that rate.
plenty less than in in previous rounds. That's for sure. Plenty less.
Four penalties that we had weren't given up because the guys had already left the server. That
Yeah.
makes our life a lot easier.
Yeah, I did see that we had a few people who had already upped and left the server before things really got rolling.
Yeah, pretty calm.
No, absolutely. It's been a good season.
Apart from round 1, maybe. Round 1 was maybe the exception.
And a bit of round 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
But
thank
no,
you very much for joining me, Charlie. And
Thank you.
I'm sure I'll be speaking to you further on this evening because we're probably going to go and play Satisfactory.
Are we? Should
Well,
we get
yeah.
Barry involved?
Should we get Barry involved? We might.
Barry,
get
come
involved.
on!
Barry,
Come on, Barry!
Barry, get over here.
This is nice.
Anyway, thank you, Charlie. I'll be speaking to you in a bit. Have a good one, mate.
Yo.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end here of Season 11 of the Rookie Wednesday Championship here at TOGA Motorsport. I've been Ollie Shakespeare. I've been here every single race doing commentary here at TOGA Motorsport for this Rookie Wednesday season, and I must say I have very much enjoyed it, even with the chaos and destruction levels that we saw in the first 2 rounds. I would like to thank you all for joining me every single week here at TOGA Motorsports every Wednesday for the last 4 weeks, watching this championship unfold and watching the chaos unfold, as well as various carbon parts have gone flying across these 4 race weekends. This Friday, I believe we do have... no, we don't have a race this Friday because the World Tour finished last week, actually. So nothing else on for this week at TOGA Motorsport. However, there will be plenty going up on our TikTok and Instagram pages, both of which are under the name TOGA Motorsport. Make sure to go and drop a follow on both of those. And if you've enjoyed what you've seen here tonight, make sure to join the Discord server and consider signing up to the wonderful TOGA membership program that I mentioned earlier on. Again, thank you all for joining me here tonight. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, night, wherever you may be in the world. And yeah, thank you again. I'll see you all next time.